The Premier League race is back on. Arsenal have now lost four successive games, or sorry, not lost four successive games, but have played poor in four games in a row. Obviously, losing the Carabao Cup final to Man City in a heartbreaking 2-0, losing to Southampton 2-1, winning against Sporting, but in the manner that they won, obviously wasn't a great game, wasn't this all-out scoring game, but still got the win in a scrappy game against Sporting, and have now lost against Bournemouth in their first return to the Premier League. On the other hand, we have Man City that have now, after getting knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid, have rattled off three wins back to back against Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea. Three important games. Three important games. Right. The runs that each of these two teams have are Arsenal, in my opinion, have the easier run compared to City. Arsenal have to play City, Newcastle, Fulham, West Ham, Burnley, and Crystal Palace. Obviously, City are trying to win the league, right, and that will be a hard game. Newcastle are not close enough to Champions League or any European spot, being 14th. Fulham right now, I'm actually not sure where Fulham are. Fulham right now, Fulham right now are 12th and are not are close enough to get Europe, but you have to hope that Everton drop points and Burnley drop points and Chelsea drop points. So right, that isn't in their favor. West Ham are in a relegation battle, so their game is a little bit more important. Burnley, where are Burnley actually? I'm not 100% sure where Burnley are. Burnley are comfortably in relegation at 20th, so they're not playing for anything besides beating Arsenal, right? And Crystal Palace, obviously, are not in any Champions League or any spot of relegation. They're just in purgatory, like Newcastle. But City, on the other hand, had to play Arsenal, Burnley, of course, who we already saw are at the bottom, Everton, who are looking for Champions League, Brentford, not Champions League, but European places, Brentford, who are also looking for European places, Bournemouth, right, who aren't looking for European places, and Aston Villa, who are looking to get in the Champions League, right? City and Arsenal have. City has the harder run, Arsenal has the easier run, but Arsenal, it seems like every single year we get around this time and it's they have to beat City either away or at home, and they have to beat other teams that should be easy games, but they make it so difficult for themselves, right? We're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about Arsenal at first, right? Arsenal, I, these Arsenal games have not been a great showing personally, right? I'm not an Arsenal fan, but these Arsenal games have not been a great showing. These guys, they look like they've lost all their flame, all their fire. They're getting punched in the mouth, and the second the first goal gets conceded, heads get dropped. And a stat that's concerning, right, is can I find it? 0.18 expected goals out in open play, right? Arsenal can get as many corners as they want, as many free kicks as they want, penalties, whatever, right? But these guys cannot play with the ball in open play, right? They can't progress the ball forward. No one wants to progress the ball forward. No one wants to take a risk, right? And I think this is falling onto Arteta. Arteta is a manager that wants to control what his players do more than most managers want, obviously, right? And now that I feel like he's lost control of the players and them on the pitch, if Arteta is confused and doesn't know what to do, his players are going to echo that same mentality that he's having on the pitch, right? Where Arteta is pulling out a attacking force of Martinelli, Kai Havertz, Nani Madueke, and Gokras. This Kai Havertz thing, we already seen him try and play Kai Havertz before in the six role, in the eight role. Now he's trying to put him back at Cam. I thought we were done with whatever experiment that we tried to make Kai Havertz into this midfielder. Kai Havertz you could should only play him as striker, and you've bought Gokras, and obviously you want to play Gokras, but these two men cannot play on the same pitch together. They cannot play on the same pitch. The football is not free flowing. The football as isn't as good as Arsenal should be playing at, and the two wingers, Nani Madueke and Martinelli, are just headless chickens with pace, bro. They just butters that just run up and down, run up and down, run up and down. Right. And to talk about Zubamendi, right? Obviously, there's the picture of Zubamendi crying at the end of the game. Hold up, let me see if I can. Obviously, there's a picture of Zubamendi getting consoled by his teammates right during the game, and this guy did not realize what he signed up for, right? Everyone else here, they're used to bottling the prem. They're used to these games where it feels like they should win but they lose. And Zubamendi is one of a long line of players that does not know what is happening. Right. Arsenal have regressed, in my opinion, over the years of attacking prowess and how they used to play, right? Because Mikel Arteta used to play attacking football, right? They used to play this great attacking football, this great attacking play back in the day, right? When was it? Let's go. It's at the table, Premier League table, right? 2022, 2023. They're scoring goals. This is 82 goals, right? They're scoring goals. They're playing attacking football. I think this might have been the season where Saka had double digit goals and assists, right? Uh, 2023, 24. What? 2023, 24. They're scoring more goals, right? They're scoring more goals. This is before set piece FC, right? This is before set piece FC. Obviously, there still were the bottling tendencies, but it was the way that they still could score. Like they scored five against Chelsea. Yeah, they scored three against Tottenham, three against Bournemouth. They just lost to. They beat Man United and they beat Everton, right? 5 game winning streak at the end of the season. Obviously, unlucky they lost, but they lost to City. But when have we seen a game like this where City's scoring five against Chelsea, right? City's scoring five against Chelsea and they're playing great attacking football, right? What are the stats in this game? 2.8 expected goals out of play, not even with set pieces, out of play. And this is before the set pieces, right? Set pieces here, they're not even doing that great in set pieces, but this is before the set pieces. This is the Arsenal of of to say old where right they are playing attacking and I think Arsenal do have the players to play this attacking brand of football and this attacking style of football, but I just think it's how Arteta's making the guys play, right? I don't think Arteta is platforming the players to play this attacking style of football, and I think the players are scared to take chances, right? No one on this team wants to take a chance besides the 18-year-old, which should not be a thing of McDowman, right? He wants to, sorry, the 16-year-old, even 18-year-old, the 16-year-old McDowman, right? Makes it even worse. The 16-year-old McDowman taking chances, right? We should never be in a situation where the 16-year-old is our most creative player. Obviously, they were missing Eze, and Eze is back, right? But your two most creative players should never come off the bench, and especially in a game where I think you should win, right? These two, these four should never be in a pairing by themselves. Never be in a pairing by themselves. On the other hand, Man City, the way we need to talk about them now, right? This isn't the City of before. This isn't Kevin De Bruyne. This isn't Aguero. This isn't whatever, right? These butters, they just got together, right? Ryan Cherky, Semenyo Doku, the way these three guys have been moving lately, it's been splendid football to watch. And even Nico Riley, I don't know how Pep does it. Pep gets a random player to play in a different position, and it seems like he's just outstanding, right? Nico Riley, John Stones from before, when he used to play Kevin De Bruyne or Gundogan in a false nine position. I don't know what Pep does to these guys, these midfield players, or these center backs that are technically good enough to play in midfield, and he just throws them out there. But you could make an insane team of just players Pep has moved in alternate positions, right? But Nick O'Reilly, it seems like everything he touches turns into gold. Like it's like, bro, every single game, it just seems like he just scores, right? It just seems like scoring against Chelsea, scoring two against Arsenal, scoring against Newcastle, playing an impeccable game against Real Madrid. Not now, but in the group not a group stage in the league phase, the kid's having an insane season, right? The guy's having an insane season, and I think this team has finally found its form, right? With this front three of Doku, Semenyo, Cherky, and Holland, right? And the way in the Chelsea game for that Mark Guehi goal, the way the gravity that Ryan Cherky he just shows, it's impeccable, man. It's impeccable the gravity. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. We'll get a freeze frame so this video doesn't get taken down. But the gravity Ryan Cherky is exuding in this play, where you have one, two, three, four, five, six, 7 players looking at Ryan Cherky and looking at nobody else. It's like the Chelsea players are scared of what Ryan Cherky can do on the ball, and obviously what happens here, the ball goes from Ryan Cherky into Mark Guehi, where in this back line it's a 4v2, where it's just two defenders, and one of them is holding Nico Riley, the other one's still looking at Ryan Cherky, and it's Mark Guehi wide open for an easy goal for City, right? Pep has found the formation and he's found the guys, and obviously it has come with the the benching of one of Man City's own in Phil Foden. But hey, man, I think Pep said the other day he likes players with tech and low speed, and he's found his player, right? He's found his guy. The guy that showboats and the guy that has the tech, the flair. It's Ryan Cherky, and he's elite, right? And all eyes and all Premier League fans, maybe even all world fans, all look at next week. Man City versus Arsenal at the Emirates, where players will be missing. Obviously, Nico Riley will be missing. This is tough. This is a big loss for City in the form he's playing. We might see. Hello. And with Arsenal's injuries like Saka, Trossard, I mean, not Trossard, Saka, Timber, Odegaard, right? I don't know if they are gonna be back for these games. Oh, let me check. Let me check. So the last injury updates we have for Arsenal is that Calafiori, Saka, and Martinelli should be out for maybe 1 or 2 weeks. So maybe they might be back for the City game. We're not sure, right? But if they are back, at least at least Arsenal have some resemblance of attacking players in Saka and Odegaard. But with how they've been playing recently, this could be a detrimental game for Arsenal. But right now, Arsenal, all the cards are in your own hands. Your chance for destiny is on yourself. There is no other team close to you besides City, and a good win against City or a good result against City, even a draw right now, can at least calm the nerves for a little bit. Because if Arsenal do find a way to lose this game, Man City are one win away from being right on you. One win away. And if it gets to that point, Arsenal could crumble. And Arsenal do also still have to play in the Champions League, right? Where they should progress against Sporting to then play Barcelona or Atletico Madrid, which is another hard game that they have to play for. Mm. And Arsenal have proclaimed to have this deep squad, but this squad has shown that it isn't really that deep and that good enough to win on all fronts, not compete, but win on all fronts. But yeah, that's what we have for the roundup. Give your comments on if you think Arsenal still can win the league, right? Give your comments on if City win the league, how they win the league. If Arsenal can win the league, how they win the league, and just like, comment, subscribe, share to people. Let's get the videos going. Champions League video coming next week.